There we go. Okay. I don't know why that wasn't working. All right, let me just check this out here. I this is a random thing. Hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, it's been a while. I've been pretty busy recently with the baby and everything else going on. That I just haven't had the chance to keep up with the constant schedule, and then I'm usually like super tired in the middle of the night, and I just haven't been able to keep up with it. But I wanted to try out Streamyards tonight and see how this whole thing plays out, and maybe treat this as a new way of going forward because it's a pretty cool little setup. So I thought it'd be fun to do a talk. So hey, what's up, Eddie? What's going on, Mr. Tiger? What's going on, Robert? You love the endless blackened void. Yeah, so do I. But that's also how I describe my heart or my soul, is the endless blackened void. So there's that. So what's going on, Mad 1306? What's going on, Robert Kirby? How you doing? Inhuman Quake. What's going on, Chile? Uh, and Nogata. Are you from Chile by chance? Like I heard Santiago's on lockdown, so there's that. Okay, and I don't know how long the delay is between what I see and everything. So I'm just gonna like bring up the thing back to form. I wouldn't say back to form. This is more of a lazy hangout in chat. This is just a lazy hangout. I don't really feel like there needs to be like uh any kind of structure. Mostly because I'm lazy. What can I say? I had a busy day. I had to get my Mikey Sutton report out, which I'm happy with it. I actually wanted to do a little bit of editing, and I normally don't do any editing. I usually do everything in one go, and I'm like done. I am done. Screw work, because that's how I like to roll. Okay. Let me see. Why is it not popping up here? Hold on a second. Three buck feeder. There we go. If I could type. Okay. Let's see if it's working here. There we go. There we go. Oh, okay. Good. That is working. Okay, cool. So, why is it called Hollywood After Dark? Well, the idea of it is that it's meant to be a nighttime movie talk show, right? Where we say whatever we say. I don't care about saying swear words. If you want to say fuck. I don't care. More of like just like a casual chat. And the goal is to eventually turn it into more of a nightly thing, like a weekday night thing. Like it's 7 p.m. If it was early, I could do 7 p.m. Or it's 9 p.m. Time to put away the fucking puppets. Come on down to Hollywood After Dark. We're going to talk about what's going on that day. We're going to take phone calls. We're going to take comments. We're going to make it a conversation with the audience, because that's what I like to do. I have a lot of fun doing that. So it really is just trying to like figure out the best delivery method for it. As like because when I was doing it nightly, and I would be doing like 2-hour streams. Even though I would leave them unpublished when they were over, it still eventually started to hurt the channel, because not a lot of people would watch it, but for some reason the system would still start counting it against my watch time, and I just started like losing views left and right. And then when I stopped doing it, views pop back up. So that's unfortunate, how that system works. Let's see. Your editing takes a lot of time. It does. Hey, Rio. Oh, you're from Japan. Awesome, awesome, man. It's fantastic. I always wanted to go to Japan. Let's see here. You're from Idaho. Okay. Well, you're not from Chile. That's right. You're from Idaho. Good for you. StreamYard is the new version of Google Hangout, because a few months ago, for some reason, YouTube decided to get rid of Google Hangouts in regards to streaming to your channel. It was just a couple button presses, and you're done. You're good. It's like this, and you can just talk to people, and I can just do it audio, and I don't have to worry about a camera and nothing like that. And they got rid of it for some reason. So they decided to say, so this is an alternative, and I think it's actually better. So there's that. Oh, cool, man! You're from Washington. Nice, nice. You moved to Japan after teaching in China for 4 years. It's probably a good time to get out of China. I would just say that in general. I do want to go visit, but I've criticized them negatively online, so I don't think I'll be allowed to. Do I need a microphone on YouTube on StreamYard? Well, yeah, because I'm using my microphone to talk right now. If you want to do a YouTube channel, then yeah, you should totally do a YouTube channel. So let's see here. Hold on, Robert. What was it? It's the usual thing used by Doomcock. Oh, right, yeah, yeah. Well, they have to do that now, Robert. Yeah. I think it's pretty cool in regards to what it allows you to do. What are my thoughts on the latest Batman casting news? Well, okay, so I have nothing against Zoe Kravitz. I don't think she's like that exceptional of an actress. But then again, I haven't seen her in things that maybe push that particular limit. I haven't seen anything that I feel really kind of like would make her be like, sultry and seductive and limber, I guess. So I don't know. Maybe she's got chemistry with Robert Pattinson, and that's what worked out. I'll have to wait and see. And then as for Paul Dano, it's one of those. It's really one of those situations where with Paul Dano, I would have preferred Jonah Hill. I think Jonah Hill would be very interesting, but it was entirely his fault why it didn't happen. He took forever in negotiations, and they had already signed Dano as a backup in case negotiations fell through, and negotiations fell through, so they went with Paul Dano. I don't necessarily think Paul Dano is that menacing of an actor, but then again, the Riddler is a character that is going to be probably more pomp than circumstance, if I'm saying that correctly. I don't quite know. Let's see. Zoe's amazing in Big Little Lies. Okay, well, I'll need to check that out. Okay, so release the Snyder Cut, damn straight. Release the Snyder Cut. Tips to get more views. Cover more trending topics. Actually, no, that's such a bad advice to give. I mean, I cover trending topics, but I don't want to. I really would like to. If you mean my honest thing here is, I'd like to do more deep dives into things. I just don't have the time to invest into it the way that I like. So that's the downside to it. That's the real downside. So let's see here. You still have to watch what you say, though. Your friends in China. Yeah, it's been pretty crazy. Have I seen Carnival Row? I haven't, but I heard the fairy intercourse was interesting. I haven't seen it yet, but people that's what someone was telling me about it. So more trending topics would just be closer to clickbait. Well, I mean, all things considered, Robert, like everything is clickbait. When you look at a headline and the headline goes, look at Midnight's Edge, for example. This morning they dropped a video about how is Disney freaking out over Star Wars reshoots? They're still reshooting the movie. I didn't watch the video, but just based upon the title, I was like, this is fucking clickbait. Like I went and I looked it up real quick and I saw that, like a week ago, like 10 days ago is when they wrapped production on it. Movies, they weren't reshooting in London. It was pickups in LA. And, so then I went on Twitter today, actually, and I asked David F. Sandberg, who directed Shazam. I was like, hey, can you talk about reshoots? And he actually just responded to me like an hour ago. Let me see if I can bring that up here. I might be able to bring that up because I mean the guy freaking brought it up. Let me see if I can share my screen here. I don't know how this is gonna work. Okay. Chrome tab. Oh, there we go. Nice. So this is Twitter right here. You guys can see this here. So this is what he said. I asked him. I said, "Hey, Pony Smasher, can you please do an in-depth video explaining reshoots?" Because he did a video on test screenings that was amazing and really informative. I said, as a movie pundit, it'd be very helpful to have this information out there. Please and thank you. And he says, I don't think there's enough to say about it in a general way. Reshoots are just, if we have X, then the movie will be better, and you go and shoot X. You can run into issues like actor location availability and have come up with some creative ways to work around that. But that's specific to projects, and I already talk about things like that in commentaries and behind the scenes videos. So basically, he's telling me to get off my ass and go and watch his commentaries and behind the scenes videos, which I so will. And he says, I guess what most people associate reshoots with is drama, like director and studio realizing they don't have the same idea for what the movie is, which can be a fun gossip, but nothing that I have anything to say about. So he basically calls out exactly what it is, right? He calls out exactly what it is, which is straight up. It's just, there's drama there. People like to manufacture drama, but it's really not as bad as what people say. So when you've got, when you've got essentially, uh, you know, a movie commentary, movie punditry channel coming out and saying, oh, is Disney, are they freaking out over reshoots? It's like, come on, you know, come on. Like, that's just, this annoys me, like, I mean, I get it, but it's just, that's clickbait, right? Like, that's clickbait. And there's a difference between covering what's happening and manufacturing what's happening. And if you manufacture what happens, which is at least the title of the Midnight Edge video, then that's going to be a problem. And again, I like Andre quite a bit, but he has told me that a lot of what he does is it's just to pay the bills and that kind of stuff. So let's see here. All right, let me see where we're at here. How about Leto trying to cancel the Joker movie? Yeah, I wanted to talk about that. I didn't get the chance today, but I want to. I do have the article up. We could go through that. What are my thoughts on this new Saw movie? I want to see a trailer before I say anything, really. The idea is interesting. Chris Rock and Sam Jackson in a Saw movie, like, you have my attention. Let's see. Eddie Evolutioneer says, I have a feeling that Batman isn't part of the DCEU. No, it's not. It's I don't think it's going to be, man. I think the DCEU is like dead. But Robert Pattinson did say that the Batman will not be like, it won't connect to the Joker, which is so stupid to do. It's so dumb. Why do you do that? Why do you do that? Did Doomcock do a video? Wait, hold on. I said this one here right after Doomcock did. So did Doomcock do a video about the? Let me take a look. I don't watch these people, man. I really don't. Like, I just don't watch these channels. Let's see here. The Rise of Skywalker. Hold on. Okay. Rumor of Rise of Skywalker reshoot rumors. Okay. I see. Kind of like how we did that video about what was it? Brie Larson, whatever. No, yeah, okay. Again, people like that. He's got his audience, and they like him for like the over the top stuff. But it's just at this point, it's come on. I think it's pretty fair to say where things lie. Yeah. No. Here's the thing with Robert. Why they copy each other? They copy each other because it's easy. They copy each other because they're able to like tap into a very specific emotional resonance with the audience, right? And the audience already didn't like The Last Jedi, which makes sense because it's not a good movie. So then when you go, but future movies are also going to suck in here, and let's frame everything as to why they're going to suck. That's what happens. So it's like, it's easy when you look at other YouTubers and you copy what they talk about, because you also end up really kind of reaching the same audience, and so it becomes this very insular echo chamber. And the thing is, YouTube's platform is designed specifically for you to do that. So they actually use YouTube to the best of their ability, which is what YouTube wants, and it's very interesting to see how it all plays out. But there's conscious reasons for everything. I think that a lot of these channels do that because they want to do YouTube stuff, but they don't want to, like, I don't know. I don't want to say think critically, but I think after a while, maybe they wanted to think critically in the beginning, but towards, when you start really getting a lot of people and they all kind of want the same thing, you kind of feel beholden to that audience. Like, I don't have any problem challenging the audience. Like, I'll tell people, call into the show and, like, let's fight. I think it's always fun. But I think a lot of people out there, because of the way YouTube designs things, like, you have to keep putting out content, And it's just sometimes easier to copy something that somebody else has said and somebody else has done rather than really kind of dive into it and look into the hard data and figure it out. Especially when it comes to commentary. Oh, Brie Larson said this on Twitter. There's 1,800 videos because it's just easy content. But people click on it because they have an emotional resonance to already not wanting to like the character or not like the person. So it's just easier that way. It really is. It's unfortunate. Anyway. So, oh yeah, Rosantis. Yeah. Star Trek Discovery. Yeah. No, I don't watch Star Trek Discovery. That's why I don't talk about it. Let's see here. Tommy Lee Jones wasn't Burton. That's true, he wasn't. Let's see, hold on. Okay. But yeah, let's take a look here. Yeah. Wonder Duck here talks about Gordon. Yeah, Gordon's casting in the DC or in the Batman. That's if Jeffrey Wright is going to be cast. Again, when there's rumors of someone being cast, that's not necessarily indicative that someone has been cast. I think that becomes that again is one of those things that pops up like the reshoot stuff. It becomes a little bit of a different issue. All right. So let's see here. Yeah. Well, yeah. If we're gonna look at something with a negative slant, we could at least we could at least look at the Joker. We'll take a look at the Joker article here. Why not? We'll talk about that. Okay, so let me bring up this again, figure this whole thing out. All right, share screen. I love how it tells me like you better have a good computer to share your screen. I'm like, I have a pretty solid computer. Chrome tab. Okay, so let's take a look here at this. So, all right, and I'm gonna clip this out and make this its own thing at some point in time. So, the Joker, Jared Leto, they don't like each other, and that makes a lot of sense. It does. It makes a lot of sense that they don't like each other because Jared Leto was kind of promised to be the Joker for the DCEU. Like he was going to have his own movie. He was going to team up with Harley Quinn. Jared Leto was going to give it his all, and he did. He gave it his all, and a lot of people liked it, and a lot of people didn't like it as much, and that's okay. But apparently, he was not happy, and he made active attempts to stop Joaquin Phoenix's Joker from getting made, and that's interesting because that's rare in Hollywood that you hear stories about an actor trying to get another project shut down. So this is what it says here: the actor who played the character in Suicide Squad felt alienated and upset when Warner Brothers greenlit Todd Phillips' version with Joaquin Phoenix instead. Just how unhappy was Jared Leto over Joker? As Todd Phillips' dark tale on the villain looks likely to gross more than $700 million worldwide, sources tell The Hollywood Reporter that Leto's frustration that Warner Brothers was moving ahead with Phillips' project was so great early on that he tried to throttle it. Jeez. I mean, like, keep in mind that Suicide Squad opened early August 2016. Not necessarily to rave reviews, but it made a lot of money, and that is true. Then War Dogs, which also opened in August of 2016, did not do very well, but that's where Todd Phillips kind of pitched the movie. And I think at the time, Warner's was looking at the general response to Jared Leto's portrayal and how it was being received by the fans, and that it was kind of hit or miss. It was kind of mixed. A lot of people argue like the antics that the method antics that Leto took on while shooting when he was like sending a dead rat to Margot Robbie and playing pranks on people, how that was like maybe one of the factors involved in this. But no, I mean, let's be fair here. This is Hollywood, right? This is a year before Me Too. This is, it's all about money. It's all about money. And if the money was there, which it was, but it wasn't on that character, which is what they thought it was going to be, then you can start to see why they would be interested in potentially going a different direction. Now, according to sources familiar with his behavior, when the Oscar-winning actor learned of Phillips' project, he not only complained bitterly to his agents, the CAA, who also represented Phillips, but asked his music manager, Irving Azoff, to call the leader of Warner's parent company and tried to get Warner's to kill the film. So he had his music manager call in. That's not even like having your dad call. That's like having your uncle who lives in the van down by the river. That's like having Matt Foley call into Warner's and go like, I have an idea. You guys need to kill this movie because I live in a van down by the river. That's my personal Chris Farley take. It's terrible. I won't do that again. But a source in Leto's camp denies the actor made the request, and Azoff declined to comment. And they've since parted ways. So again, this is one of those things where we have to look at it objectively. Now, the Hollywood Reporter previously reported that the 47-year-old star, who played the grinning crime lord in 2016 Suicide Squad, thought Warner's had strung him along with promises of his own Joker standalone film, only to greenlight Phillips' version of Joaquin Phoenix instead, which is true. I mean, after Suicide Squad came out, there was like talks of Gotham City Sirens, a Joker and Harley Quinn movie, a standalone Joker movie, having Joker versus Batman in a standalone Batman movie. Like there were all these talks about that, right? There were all of these things that were happening at the time that would make Jared Leto think that his Joker was going to continue on, and he's the same kind of aloof indie filmmaker actor type guy that Joaquin Phoenix is, and so people have been like really criticizing Jared Leto over this, but I understand entirely his predicament. He felt like he was fucked over by Warner Brothers. And they're generally, my knowledge of them is that they're relatively loyal to people who work well with them and continue to work with them, and everything else. And I think it's just, I think he got screwed. But I also think that they saw the turning of the tides of the DCEU. And after Justice League crashed and burned, I really think that they decided to go another. I mean, they greenlit Joker in 2017, right? So before Justice League. But I think at that point they already knew that there were problems with it, and they were probably just hoping for a Hail Mary. Like coming off of Wonder Woman, they were probably hoping it was going to do really well, but it just, I think, yeah. Anyway, so ironically, Warner's thought Phillips' project would be a small movie, and nervous about its dark tone, greenlit the pick reluctantly with a small budget that some at the studio were hoping would discourage Phillips from making it. No, Phillips has made movies for cheap, so he really wanted to tell the story. They really went out and they shot this thing. And you're hearing that the budget was upwards of $70 million. I'd love that they're like, oh, but it was a small budget for $70 million. Man, Deadpool was made for $55 million. Okay, so it's like you can make it work if you know what you're doing. And apparently Phillips knew what he was doing. So Leto had put a lot of effort into a Suicide Squad version of the DC character with rotting teeth, bloodshot eyes, a slick back neon hair. He spent months getting into character and terrifying his classmates. And he he was trying to get into the role. He wanted to be that crazy over the top Joker. And for better or for worse, I really actually kind of applaud him for his commitment to the role. I think he really wanted it at the end of the day. But the studio wasn't thrilled with the efforts as a source of knowledge of the situation. Again, they don't care about that stuff. They never care about that stuff. You hear about that all the time. Did he sexually harass anybody? No, they don't care. They don't care. Was he found with blow and a dead hooker? No, they don't care. Now, in the final cut of, but it seems the director wasn't that pleased with the resulting performance. In the final cut of David Ayer's ensemble antihero movie, Leto's Joker only got 10 minutes of screen time. While promoting the project, Leto, who had been billed as a lead character, spoke to media about how much his footage had been cut. Now, saying here, in his defense, it was never really his movie, but his attempt to invent a place for himself, and it backfired, says a source involved in the situation. But see, this is entirely overlooking the drama surrounding David Ayer, Warner Brothers, and the cut of the film. Okay, this is such a weird article because it is just overlooking so much data. Okay, go back to 2016. Suicide Squad came out. We found out that David Ayer didn't really have much to do with the edit of the film, right? He had his cut of the movie. Warner Brothers put out the trailer. The trailer was very well received, so they went to the trailer company, the people that made the trailer, and got those guys to edit the movie. Why do you think the soundtrack has a whole bunch of very costly licensed music in it? Now, to be fair on that one, that soundtrack did spend a lot of time on the Billboard on the Billboard charts, and it won, I think, an award or a couple of awards or something like that. So it was a good soundtrack, so that made a lot of sense. But there's a reason why they released the extended cut, which actually really wasn't that much better. It actually wasn't that good at all, to be fair. But Ayer's vision of the movie was not what we saw, and that's one of the reasons why he left Gotham City Sirens and has moved on to something else, because that's not at all what he was doing. So, I mean, they're really trying to put this on like, well, Ayer didn't like Leto and didn't like the performance, but they, according to Leto, they shot like a full movie's worth of content for him, like a whole bunch of stuff, and they only used about 10 minutes of it. But here's the thing: when it comes to Suicide Squad, love it or hate it, you remember the damn Joker, which is the entire point. Which is the entire point of you remember the Joker. And that is why they probably should not have. Again, Warner's in the DCEU has been going downhill for a long time anyway. As much as I'm a fan and I want them to release the Snyder Cut and all that jazz, I'm so frustrated that they just kind of screwed over. Anyway, it says here that the actor is still happily working with Warner Bros. And notes that he's currently shooting Little Things alongside Rami Malek. But let's see here. And meanwhile, Leto's unhappiness over the Phillips project seems to have helped end an already strained relationship between Leto and CAA. Sources say the actor felt his agents should have told him about the Phillips project earlier and fought harder for his version of Joker. Sources say that he told his agents they should stop the rival project, arguing that he wasn't treated properly as an Oscar winner, but as a person with firsthand knowledge of the situation, contends that by then, Leto had burned through 4 different teams of agents at CAA, and there was little love for the actor there. So they're painting the picture that it was Leto that was the problem, that CAA and the agents, they're not at fault. Again, this guy, you again love him or hate him, you remember him, right? You remember him. Now it does go finish up here by saying, at this point, sources say Leto's days of the Joker are likely over. He will not reprise the role for Warner Brothers' upcoming DC's Birds of Prey. Or in James Gunn's Suicide Squad, due out in 2021. One person involved in the situation says, how do you play the Joker you established? Or how do you play the Joker you established following Phoenix? It kind of ends his Joker run. But here's the thing with that. It kind of ends his, like, if they're not connected, then what does it matter? If they're not connected, then what does it matter? Right? The manic nature of Jared Leto's Joker was interesting because they basically heavily implied, that he was Jason Todd. They heavily implied that, not only in Suicide Squad but in BVS. It was implied that he was not the original Joker, that he was turned into the Joker. And then there's also been talked about that this Joker isn't even the Joker from the Batman comics, that this is the one that inspired another Joker. So it could just be a moniker that they run with. I get this article paints it like Jared Leto is the worst person on the planet, and I don't think that's even remotely fair. I don't think that it's fair. I don't think that it's right, or that it's a valid thing to say. This is secondhand information, so we have to take it with a grain of salt. Leto, again, love him or hate him, you remember him. And Warner's was heavily touting all those other aspects, all those other things, that fell through. So you can understand that a dude like this would in fact be frustrated by getting the short end of the stick. Just saying. All right. Anyway, no, Jesus, I actually liked him as the Joker. I liked the Leto Joker. I did. I had no problem with it. So there's that. I really enjoyed what he's up to. Hold on. Okay, let me see here. Okay, how was I couldn't even really like see all that. Let me take a look. How was I couldn't even really like see. Wait, is my audio sounding okay? I'm not even sure. Let me double check all that. Again, this is more of a test, so I just want to check some stuff. Shit. Okay. Headphone cable got stuck under my chair. All right. So let me see. They don't get. Wait. Headphones here. Okay. Wait, is my microphone? Is it not what I think it is? Hold on. Where are my settings at? Microphone. Oh, motherfucker.
Okay, there we go. Well, that sucks because the audio is the audio better now? I feel like the audio is better now. Because that's terrible, man. That's terrible right there. I didn't realize that it was that crappy. It was coming in through my webcam. It wasn't coming in through my microphone. I just gave it a quick playback and it sounds like garbage. So, all right, let's see. What are you guys talking about right now? What's going on? Let me take a look here at the chat. I'm gonna have to re-record that tomorrow then, which is okay. Yeah, that sounds much better. Yeah. It's because it's not coming in through I didn't even realize that it wasn't coming in through my my nice studio microphone. I'm like, what is that? Sounds so tinny and distant. What is happening? My God. So that's unfortunate. That's terrible. Okay, what are you guys talking about here? What's this about Christianity and Buddhism in the chat? All right. It's I love it. You guys are having your own conversation. That's fucking fantastic. Who do I think will play the Penguin? At this point, I don't think they're going to bring in the Penguin. If I'm being honest here, I don't think they're going to do it. I just don't see it happening. I mean, it could happen. I'm not going to sit there and say it's not going to happen. It just doesn't really feel like it's. I mean, you can have two. If you have Riddler and Catwoman, you at least have. You have the. What's the word I want to use here? You've got the villain, okay, and then you've got the the side villain, the side piece, like the anti-hero type, or like the live to fight another day type. So there's that. Wait, is the audio sounds like I'm crouching down in the middle of a football stadium bathroom? Wait, did it get bad? What? Okay, no, it's fine. I know what you're talking about. The microphone doesn't actually exist. No, it exists. Yeah, okay, I'm playing it back. It's fine. It's all good. Yeah, I'm all like, what the fuck? What's going on? What's happening? Yeah, I haven't pre-ordered Disney Plus yet. I think I'm probably just gonna I think in the beginning, I'm just gonna order it for 2 months, get through Mandalorian, and then call it a day until there's more things to watch on there. I watched through a lot of that 3-hour live stream. I paid attention to a lot of that. I'm like, oh, this seems kind of cool. There's some cool shit there. And then I'm like, so I have to wait and see. Okay. What the hell is happening? I gotta fix something in my own sound settings. Device properties. Advanced here. No. Wow, it's kind of funny. Okay. What the hell? Hold on, I'm trying to figure this thing out. My computer's acting kind of weird. Okay. Maybe that. Sorry, I don't know what the hell's going on. Everything's kind of going weird right now. Hey, what's going on, Liberal Sanity Project? How you doing, man? Not too much, just chit-chatting about movies. We were talking about the Joker a minute ago, which I need to realize I got to go back through the whole article again, just because the audio was fucking garbage, just garbage. It was terrible stuff. Okay. So, what would be a badass? Yeah, well, they were supposed to. M. Night Shyamalan was supposed to reboot Tales from the Crypt, right? So there was that. M. Night Shyamalan was working on a reboot for that, and then nothing. Nothing came from it. I don't think. I think it ended up going away. I think it ended up. Let's see, Tales from the Crypt, M. Night Shyamalan, ding dong. Okay, so about a year ago, M. Night Shyamalan says his Tales from the Crypt reboot for TNT is now 6 feet under. So yeah, there's that. M. Night Shyamalan, yeah, it's toast. Let's see. The Beavis and Butthead movie better come out. Which Beavis and Butthead movie? The Do America? What's that got to do with anything? Like, man. Let's see here. Grace was right when she said Maleficent 2 was a beautiful disaster. I haven't seen Maleficent 2. I don't really care. Okay, let's see here. There we go. That might be better. I have to disable audio. I'm figuring out StreamYard. I'm trying to figure out this crap out as I go. Maybe that will help not fuck my was there, I forget. Did I say there was another Beavis and Butthead movie? Dude, I talk about a lot of things. I don't always remember everything. Like, I try not to double up on topics and whatnot, but let's take a look here. All right, I'm gonna search across my channel, Beavis and Butthead. According to YouTube, it says no videos found. Let's take a look for Judge. Oh, there we go. Okay, July 25th, Mike Judge wants to make a Beavis and Butthead sequel. Well, then, I agree with you then. That should totally come out. There should be no reason why that should not come out. That should be out post haste, because it's been 23 years come December from that movie having come out. And I would very much like to see what they come up with for the next one. Although I did just discover that the entirety of King of the Hill is on Hulu. And I'm happy about that, to be honest with you. I'm very happy about that. I need to watch that. What's going on? Find It Restored. How you doing? So there are so many movies thrown around. There are. Yeah. Let's see here. China taking over America. Well, it's not China taking over America. It's more like China's influencing America, and not in a good way. Not in a good way. So that's kind of where things are right now, unfortunately. Let me see here. So I'm just looking through what movie news is going on. I didn't really have a plan for this. I was like, I'm just going to jump on. Let's see. J.J. Abrams says he's not screwing around with Rise of Skywalker. I don't think he would be screwing around. I don't think anyone at Disney is screwing around. So I don't think anyone is. This is a $2 billion movie. So there's a lot there. There's a lot. Let's see. There's a lot to look forward to on that front. I think. Are you guys looking forward to the trailer? Let's see. What superhero movie will win the box office in 2021? I'm gonna say probably. It's gonna be a tough one because it's up between what? It's up between Doctor Strange, Thor. The next Spider-Man movie. They're doing another one that year too, right? What else comes out? What else is Phase 4? What other Phase 4 movie drops in 2021? I don't remember. I should know this, but I do not remember. Okay. Shang-Chi, which I think I really honestly think right now they're gonna back burner the fuck out of any Shang-Chi information. I think right now they're gonna back burner the ever-loving shit out of any Shang-Chi information. They're gonna sit there and they're just gonna they ain't gonna do it. They are just because of this whole Blizzard China, NBA China, South Park China. They're not going to want to deal with that, man. They're not. There was a rumor yesterday that they're doing extensive 4-month reshoots or something like that on Mulan. And then they came out today and said I guess China came out today and said that's not happening. I don't know. I was gonna do a video on it, but I'm like, So, hey, what's up, Eric Von Wagner? How you doing, man? Batman 2021. Oh, that's right, that is Batman. Yeah, I think Batman is going to be the number. Batman or Suicide Squad is going to be the number one. I have a feeling, even though Marvel's dropping 4 movies that year, you know what, Spider-Man, because of the drama and because there's going to be the anticipation of, oh my God, what happened? Oh my God, what happened to Peter Parker? Why did it happen to Peter Parker? What's going to go on with this? You know, like that's the thing that I'm thinking is going to be going on. I think a lot of people are going to be very curious to see how that ends. So I'll have to wait and see. Okay, so Luke here says, I'm so excited for Mandalorian. Oh, I am too, man. Like, I was at the store tonight. I was wearing like my Star Wars hoodie, and the lady worked there. She was all like, "Hey, man, I like your hoodie," and I'm wearing like a Funko Pop Stormtrooper T-shirt. So I unzipped the hoodie, and I'm all like, "Bam, check that out." And she's like, "I got TIE Fighter earrings on." I'm like, "Oh shit, yeah, Star Wars." See, that's the thing. By the way, let me just kind of like lay that out there, right? Let me just talk about like how the average person sees Star Wars right now. The people out there that still rock all the Star Wars gear, they don't hate Star Wars. Like, I really do think at this point that the people who sit there online every day, all day, and they're like, J.J. Abrams is a snake, you know? The people that just like attack constantly, they're such a minority. They're a huge minority. You know, they really fucking are. On YouTube, they're loud and they're vocal, but in the real world, they're just a minority. They don't, you know, I can sit there and I can rock a Star Wars hoodie, a Star Wars hat, Star Wars shirt, and people will talk to me about it. And I'll see people. I was again walking into the store. Might have been this lady's car. I got no idea. But I see an SUV and it's like just Star Wars decals all over all of it, right? There was a chick the other day I saw at 7-Eleven, full sleeve, and this girl was attractive, full sleeve of Star Wars tats, like Return of the Jedi tats, right? On her arm, you know? And I mean, like, straight up, man, the love of Star Wars is deep. It's deep. One bad movie ain't gonna kill it. Right. Or like, even to some people, one decent but possibly mediocre movie, if they really like The Last Jedi, ain't gonna kill it. And that's the whole thing, is like, JJ ain't messing around, but there's people out there that do love it. Now, of course, there's people going to make the argument, oh, but Solo only did 400 million. Yeah, Solo also came out at a bad weekend. And I've talked about that multiple times. So let me just kind of like break it down for you, right? Solo dropped Memorial Day weekend. Memorial Day weekend for the previous 3 years had been terrible. It's been terrible. The week before Solo came out was Deadpool 2, which was originally slated to drop the week after Solo. But when Disney moved Infinity War to the last week of April in order to give it enough room before Solo, Deadpool jumped 2 weeks up and came out a week before Solo. So Deadpool in its opening weekend pulled in around $88 million. In its second weekend, it pulled in another $43 million. Solo pulled in about $93 million for that opening weekend, and it was underneath estimates, and everyone jumped on that. They all jumped on the bandwagon of, oh, underperforming, and that sends this negative ripple effect through everything. But had Deadpool not come out then, had Deadpool and these guys spaced it out a little bit more, both movies would have done tremendously better. Because even Deadpool 2, which not as good as the first movie, still should have potentially been $1 billion film. Solo should have been $1 billion movie, or at least high 800,000 or 800 millions. But the thing is that they both kind of canceled each other out because of how the release schedule was. This is the thing that's killing Hollywood, is summer movie season has been dead for years, by the way, in regards to like how much money it used to make. And I say this as a person who spent years working for movie theaters and working the summer movie season and watching the numbers. You know, like my very first night working at the drive-in theater I worked at for 10 years, Shrek opened June 15th, 2001. No, sorry, it was Tomb Raider that opened June 15th, 2001. We had it playing with Shrek. That's how long ago that was. And I still remember that night. So I've watched all this stuff for years. And these movies can come and cancel each other out. And the studios know it, man. They know it. But the thing is, they also don't like they rely on domestic totals because that's where they get most of their profits from. And that's why they space out the international releases. But now, because of the fear of piracy, they drop the international first. But they still cram it all at the same time. They still think after all these years of seeing that it's like the exact opposite. That if you space these movies out, there'd be a better shot of actually getting profitability back up. But go back to 2008, right? Summer of 2008, you had 2 to 3 big releases every weekend for that summer. I'm not like, if I recall correctly, it was so freaking many. There'd be weeks where there was like 3 decently huge movies coming out, different genres, but still so close together. You know, that was the summer of Iron Man. That was the summer of Kung Fu Panda 2. Or no, Kung Fu Panda. That was the summer of Tropic Thunder, Pineapple Express, Incredible Hulk, The Dark Knight. I'm trying to think what Hellboy 2, You Don't Mess with the Zohan. Hancock, Wanted. You know, these are all movies that came out in just the summer of 2008. You know, and you might think, wow, that's a lot of movies. If a lot of them are crammed together. And when they're crammed together like that, the money doesn't get distributed as evenly. And that was around the time I started really kind of putting together the theory that there's only a finite amount of money that goes into the box office. And only a couple movies take it. And now here we are, 2019, 11 years later. What was the big draws at the box office this summer? Endgame. Aladdin did pretty good. 2 Disney movies right there. Toy Story 4, Disney movie. Spider-Man Far From Home might as well be a Disney movie, even though it was distributed by Sony. It was still basically a Disney movie. Lion King. Yeah. I mean, am I missing anything else that did really big this summer? Most of the movies that made money this summer were all Disney. Think about that. Think about that for a second, right? Were there any great comedies that came out? When's the last time you actually went to the theater to go watch a comedy? Like, remember when Hangover dropped in 2009? Dude, I saw that movie 3 times in theaters. And I worked at a theater. I watched it for free a bunch. I went to the theater to go see it 3 times. Hangover 2 was at the midnight show, right? And I think that was like an $88 million opening weekend for an R-rated comedy. No one ever talks about Hangover 2 in its opening box office, by the way, which is just kind of weird. But anyway, then Hangover 3, 2013. Like R-rated comedies, they do well, but now like you don't really see much comedy. Or maybe I'm not paying attention. Like it's just one of those things where society is just our society, our entertainment-based society now is all based around streaming. It really is. It's all based around streaming. And theaters just cannot survive. They just can't do it. So, oh yeah, Robert said that Legion from 2010. Yeah, that was good. I mean, well, it's true. Nobody really makes good comedies anymore. I'm just saying there's a lot that's going on. There's a lot that's, okay. Sorry. There was Long Shot, Stuber, and Good Boys. I heard Good Boys was good. So sorry. Yeah. But again, that was like August, end of summer, So yeah. And that's one I still want to go see. Stuber just hit home video, which I should give that one a rent. So yeah, thank you for reminding me. Because again, there's a lot that comes out, but but notice how like it's easy to miss stuff, right? It is. It's very easy to miss what's coming out. It's very easy to overlook certain things because of how much content there is. It's one of the reasons why I advocate heavily for Netflix to drop the binge model. Give us 2 episodes up front and then go week to week. Let us build into some of these shows. And Netflix, like, again, because these are just like, I think our problem is overindulgence with a lot of this content. And then as a result of that, we just fail to watch a lot of the content. Like I'll sit there and I'll pop on Netflix and I spend more time thumbing through Netflix to find something to watch than I actually do end up watching. And then I'm like, I'll just go to YouTube and watch stuff. Because it's like, it's short, it's quick, it's to the point. I can move on. I can get a whole bunch done. That's my complaint. I'm an old man. Godzilla King of the Monsters was out this summer. Yeah, I'm talking box office successes. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Godzilla King of the Monsters. That movie was pure sex in my mind. It was great. So, but that's what I'm talking about here is the fact that these movies are just like not, they're just not doing it. They're just not like society. The studios are more concerned about getting the international dollar, which I understand. So they dumb down these scripts, right? I mean, look at what Kurt Sutter, and I'm going to cover this tomorrow too, but look at what Kurt Sutter said about Disney, right? Coming in for Mayans MC season 2 and saying they wanted like dumbed down plot lines. They don't want intricate plot lines. They don't want people to think. And if you think I'm wrong, go and watch most movies. You don't actually fucking think. You don't. You don't. You sit back, you turn off your brain for 2 hours, you laugh, maybe you shit in a bucket, whatever, and then you're on with your day. I mean, like the good intellectual movies don't do well theatrically as much anymore. I mean, with the exception of Joker, that movie makes you think. But it does so in a way that because it hooks you with something that's unnerving and uncomfortable. So you're on the edge of your seat the whole time. You're just kind of like, you're uncomfortable in your own skin watching the movie because you know precisely what's going to happen, that this man is going to turn. You're waiting for the moment for him to snap. You're watching his life slowly unravel in front of him, in front of you. You're with him. It's visceral. It's intense. You're there. And then when it does snap, you feel dirty because you feel like you want to sympathize with him because you've been taken on that journey. It's a very fascinating film. There's a lot there to unwrap. It's very much an onion, tons of layers, or maybe a parfait, because those are the best things on the whole damn planet. It's good. That's the thing about that movie. But that's rare that it's making that much money. But what I would love to see is I'd love to see Hollywood. I'd love to see studios look at Joker and go like, man, an intellectually adept, thought-provoking, R-rated drama / thriller about a man on the edge. What if we told more stories that dealt with the human condition, but maybe through the lens of superhero movies, considering the fact that these characters are oftentimes created as a mirror to society, but presented through an alternate lens of fantasy and other things. There's so many elements they could do, so many things they could do to tell stories like that. And that would be thought-provoking, interesting, and then also be financially stable. But they're so goddamn afraid. Even with Joker's success, there might be a couple copycats that are going to be coming out. I did say, by the way, I like to kind of pseudo call this. When Joker came out, when it did really well, like the 96 million, I'm all like, Disney is going to freaking announce Deadpool 3. I'm like, maybe by Monday. I was wrong. They didn't announce it by Monday, but then like a couple days later, Ryan Reynolds was over at Marvel Studios, and then all of a sudden, all this Deadpool 3 talk started to happen. I'm all like, there's a reason. There's a reason. It's not hard to figure out what Hollywood's going to do. They're all copycats. They all follow the puck. Rarely ever do they actually look to see where the puck is. It's why you should always pay attention to Kevin Feige, because whatever Kevin Feige is working on is seriously where Hollywood is going to go. Good or bad, it's where Hollywood's going to go. 100%. 100%. Let's see here. Rosantis here says, I noticed that some folks have been conditioned to enjoy type of mindless content at the exclusion of everything else. It's like some people don't want to question bad writing. Well, again, we have to understand about the writing. Look at how a movie is actually made. And this is, again, a big part of it, right? A lot of people who comment on film don't actually know how a movie is made. They really do. They think that the writer goes, I have an idea. Light bulb goes off, sits down, cranks out a 90-page screenplay. It's perfect. It's amazing. There's no rewrites that need to be done on this thing. It's never going to go through multiple writers. It's just the script gets written. Okay. Usually 3 drafts. All right. That's on average is about 3 drafts. But you take it to the studio, you go to the studio head and you go, boss, chief, sir, I've got a movie to sell you. I've got a movie that's going to make you a lot of money. See, the movie's going to come out. It's going to do wonder for you. It's going to blow up the box office. It's going to blow up skirts. It's going to make you $1 billion. Right. You think that's like these pitch meetings are clearly from 1920s cigar chomping mofos, right? Just doing their thing. And then they buy it. So they buy it. They go into production on it or pre-production on it. They go through, they rewrite the script. They figure out a budget by bringing in a line producer. The line producer goes through the script, basically figures out how much it's going to cost. They pitch that to the studio. Studio usually goes, oh, yeah, that's a bit high. And they drop it down. They rework, or they rework, they rework. They go through casting. They go through location scouting. They go and they figure out everything they need to figure out in order to go and shoot the movie, which takes anywhere between 30 days to like 6 months, depending on the project. Right. And so then they go and they make it. So then when they finish making it, then they go into the editing bay and they see what works, what doesn't work. It's an art project. You don't expect a novelist to just publish the first draft, which is one of the reasons why when it comes to reshoots, it's such a dumb thing to get really worked up over those things. Right. So anyway, what you have is you have that. So at the end of the day, what you see is almost an entirely different movie from what was originally written, because there's the movie you write, there's the movie that you shoot, and then there's the movie that you edit, and they're never the same thing. They are never the same thing. When it comes to Joker, everyone's like, oh my God, the writing was great. Zazie Beetz admitted that Joaquin Phoenix and Todd Phillips were rewriting the screenplay at night before shooting the next day. You hear about this often. Oh, we were rewriting lines. We were rewriting this. And they're fine tuning the writer's dialogue. They're making it work. Some things just don't flow. That flows good on paper, but when the actor doesn't they fix these things constantly. It's always a tinkering process. But but people who talk about Hollywood expect it to be perfect on the first try. It doesn't work that way. I mean, these are the people that think that, you go to the gym one time, you're going to come out with a six pack. It doesn't work that way. Life doesn't work that way. But for some reason, there's this notion, there's this thought, there's this mindset amongst pundits that are just like, oh, reshoots equal bad. It's hysterical to me. It's just hysterical to me, anyway. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah. It's an entire process. There we go. Oh, you know what the plot twist is for Terminator Dark Fate? Well, no one really knows what it is yet. Let's see. Have I watched Abducted in Plain Sight? I haven't. Okay. Have I seen Toy Story 4? No, I didn't. I actually didn't make it to the theater a lot this summer. I had to go out of town for like 2 weeks, which was great. And then I went to Comic-Con and I did VidCon, I did Disneyland and stuff. And then I came back and just, haven't made it. I haven't even seen John Wick Chapter 3 yet. I feel bad about that, to be honest with you. I feel really bad about that. Okay, so I am going to invite in Nerd Report, Lewis, who for those of you who've listened to Hollywood After Dark, Lewis calls in all the time. Lewis went and saw The Mandalorian today, saw 27 minutes of The Mandalorian. While he can't tell us about the plot, we can get him to talk about what he did see. So if you want to get a first-hand account of what happened on The Mandalorian, 27 minutes, he can tell you about it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so, Access Media in the hizzy, right? In the hizzy. Although, before Lewis jumps in, did you guys check out any of the Mikey Sutton leaks from today? The scoops? I was a part of that whole thing. Kind of curious on that one, if you guys saw that at all. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, well, don't spoil Terminator Dark Fate, whatever the spoilers of it might be. So keep the spoilers to a minimum. In fact, don't do that at all, because people out there who haven't seen it, who might want to see it, who don't want to be spoiled. I'm just saying. Let's see here. Just a casting can affect a script. The script itself might be fine, but when you get the actors together, it doesn't work. The famous hate scene in Blade Runner, for example. Yeah, chemistry is important. Chemistry is very important in those things. Let's see here. You watched my part and some of part 4. Rosantis, so basically, the Mikey hit me up. He's like, hey, you want to be on the scoop? And I'm all like, yeah, sure, what you got? And he's all like, it's a 4-part thing. And I'm all like, wait, what? It's like, it's 4 parts. You're part 3. And I'm only going to give you part 3. So he just gave me part 3. And I'm sitting there going like, how the fuck do I talk about this without knowing part 1 and 2? How do I connect the dots? So I hit him up today. I'm all like, just give me an overview of what it is, so I kind of have a frame of reference to talk about here. So yeah, there's that. But no, good on Mikey Sutton. Mikey's a good dude. There's a guy that watches my channel that like talks nothing but shit about Mikey. It's pretty funny. He's all like, I was in the Star Wars video, and it's in the Star Wars video. I did one of them I did yesterday, and he's like in the chat, like he's in the comment section, like dropping like Marvel scoops. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, this isn't even a Marvel video. He's like, yeah, but it's like related to Disney. I'm like, what the fuck? And then the guy was like talking shit on my video. I'm like, Jesus, dude, like, what is up with this guy? So, you know, anyway, Jeremy Conrad hates Mikey Sutton. Why does Jeremy hate Mikey Sutton? That's my question. Why does Jeremy Conrad hate Mikey? I'm Inhuman. You got to fill me in on that one. Eddie, do I think the voice actors from Into the Spider-Verse could reprise their characters in live action form in Secret Wars? No. Haley Seinfeld as Gwen Stacy would be awesome. Like, that'd be great. But she's playing Kate Bishop, so it's like there's that. Also, the guy playing Miles Morales is like way older than a teenager and doesn't look anything like him, although I do like him as a voice actor, and I'd love to see him reprise the role of Miles. Jake Johnson, this I mean, he potentially could. Nick Cage as Spider-Man Noir I would see that. I would see, because then again, like, I love Nick Cage's Big Daddy and Kick-Ass. Like, there was in LA, I had just moved to LA when Kick-Ass was coming out in 2010. And I went to like the first night at like the AMC Burbank 16, you know, like the big theater. It was packed, and everyone was all like, Nick Cage, best actor or best supporting actor. He got robbed. He never even got a nomination. So he always debunks Mikey scoops. Yeah, but you can easily debunk Jeremy scoops. He doesn't, like, you know, he just retweets people for the most part. Now I will say Jeremy Ward did get the trailer release date for Star Wars right, so there's that. Let's see here. Will Jeremy Renner be dropped from future Marvel projects because of the news? Jake, well, let me ask you this. Let me counter that with this. Have you heard anything about that news since then? No, you haven't. It's already dead. It's already dead. Let's see here. Anyway, let's see here. Okay. It's all nonsense because Mikey's been right about Spider-Man. Yeah, he's been pretty on point. And I mean, like, here's the thing. Like, here's it. Like, you look at, there's a guy, Daniel RPK, right? So Daniel RPK has been, he's been dropping scoops. He's got his own sources, and he's been dropping scoops like behind a paywall. He has got a Patreon. He's like dropping stuff back there. Mikey does it on his Facebook page. He does it for free. Apparently Daniel's going to be joining up with the group with Mikey's Facebook page and, you know, and everything else. So it's like, if Daniel RPK has got, like, you know, 80, I think it's like 89,000 Twitter followers, because he drops this information and gets a lot of play. If he ends up, you know, he's joining, if he's paid attention to Mikey, that would argue that Mikey probably has a decent inside track. Look, we have no idea if any of this is real or not. I have no idea if Sony is really intending to make the multiverse work and to bring in Toby and to bring in Andrew. I would say that that would be for them to do would be fantastic. The thing is, though, and I should have mentioned this, I'm going to do probably on Monday, I'm going to probably do a full breakdown of all the scoops, not just my part. I just want to give it a day in order for it to, like, get around, so, you know, I don't compromise it or nothing. But I mean, I feel like Sony wants to bring in the other actors or in Sony Spider-Man movies into something like this. It would have to be through a Sony produced film. That is, unless they license it through Marvel, or Marvel finds a way to get the rights back or something like that. Like, by then, I don't know, but I don't see it being financially viable for Sony to give that potential payday away to Marvel. I just don't. I just really don't. Like, and that's one of the things I will back Sony on. Like, if there's a payday in play for something like that, that is, unless they go, well, we'll co-finance, you know, Battle Worlds or something. We want to be 50-50 partners or some shit. That could work out, but then they're not going to do that. Why would Disney do that? Let's see here. Lords have been DMing you some scoops sometimes. Oh wait, Inhuman, are you Peter Parker on my Facebook group? Let's see here. Oh, hey, what's up, Teddy Bears? How you doing, buddy? Haven't talked to you in a while, man. How you been? I have to make up to Canada. Come up and see you again. Will there one day be a Star Wars porn parody that has better writing than the real thing? Well, it depends on which trilogy. If there's a porn parody about the prequels, it already has better writing. If there's a porn parody about The Last Jedi, it already probably has better narrative structure. And if there's a porn parody about the original trilogy, I'm just gonna say it's not gonna be as good. So there's that. Okay. Do I think JJ has the biggest task in history? He's ending the biggest movie franchise in history. He has to tie a million strings together. Here's the thing, JV, and I talked about this yesterday. What strings? Like, legitimately, what strings at this point? Like, what does JJ have to finish? Right? Like, what does JJ have to finish at all? It's the whole idea, essentially, is that JJ has got to, what's he wrapping up? I don't get that. I still don't get that. At this point, what thread did Rian Johnson leave? Oh, Kylo now runs the First Order. Is that it? I mean, the Jedi are gone with the exception of like Rey's got these textbooks now. I mean, like, what's going on? What thread did he leave? I'm still trying to figure that one out. So hey, we got nerd report here. What's up, buddy? Oh, okay. Well, then I'm just gonna. There we go. Well, he didn't have anything to say, so we brought him in for a second and we got rid of him.
Oh man, how you doing?
I'm okay, man. I'm okay. Just I wanted to give this Streamyard a test.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. I like
Yeah,
it.
it does. I need to figure out how to really play with it in regards to getting it into OBS so it looks a lot better. Like really playing, like building a backdrop or something. And what it is going to be is just chromaing out the all the back stuff here. You know, like the backdrop.
How do I sound? Sound okay?
You sound fine. You sound fine. Yeah.
It sounds great, man. You always sound great. So
Well, I do. I'm professional.
yeah. Well, you can teach me about OBS after, you know. That's what I usually do. I wait till you learn it, so like I don't have to read up or anything. I just call you up. Hey, dude, what buttons do I press? You know, do the lazy part.
You're like hitting it like a monkey on a keyboard.
Hey, so listen, there's a lot of people on right now, man. Congratulations.
Yeah,
you just decided to go on live.
I did. I got home and I'm all like, you know what? I had a lot of fun the last couple nights chit-chatting on here.
Yeah,
and I want to see. And it's really easy to bring people in, which is great. And I love that I could give people the link if they want to come on in, and then I can also, if anything happens where people start like spamming it or whatever, like it's like I don't have to let them on. They sit there in silence. They sit there in perpetuity.
No one's gonna spam you. Come on.
Well, maybe.
Nah.
Yeah, but anyway, so you had a busy day.
I did, and I'm actually gonna have a really busy morning, but I don't care. I'm gonna come on here anyways. I have to wake up like in about a couple hours.
Yeah, what are you doing tomorrow?
I'm heading over to Apple. I think it's Apple Studio. I've never really even been there. I'll check the email once again when I wake up tomorrow, but I know I have an appointment like at 8 a.m. I'm going to be covering Apple TV Plus's C movie starring Jason Momoa. I'm going to be talking to Jason Momoa. I saw the first episode. I don't want to say anything about the first episode as far as reviews because I don't know if there's an embargo, but the trailer's out there. So you guys want to check it out. It looks pretty epic. So that's all I can say.
Nice, man. Nice. Yeah, there's because you're doing the Momoa thing, and then you've also got you went and saw Mandalorian today.
Yeah, I think I saw like around 20 minutes of consecutive footage from the first episode, I guess. I'm not sure if that's the way, you know, it's hard to tell because there's cuts sometimes and plot scenarios that could have been, you know, like when a film fades out into another scene. I'm not sure if it was in sequence, but it looked in sequence to me. So I pretty much know what the show is establishing from the beginning and what it's about. So
nice. And so would you say that as a non-Star Wars fan that it's good?
Well, I am a Star Wars fan, but
are you? Because you always seem to talk shit about it to me.
Well, the prequels is not
privately. Yeah, but you quote the prequels constantly. I got to tell the chat this. So him and I talk.
Poop is not
what? No, whatever, dude. No, we talk all the time, and like we'll be talking, and then he'll all of a sudden just go into like quoting, like the Revenge of the Sith, or quoting the Phantom Menace. He'll start quoting the movie.
Yeah.
And like he'll do like the voices, which is really racist. And I keep telling him to stop, but he doesn't stop.
No, I do not.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you pull your eyes back and you do the.
Oh, come on! I don't
viceroy.
do that. Shut up. People are gonna believe that crap. I don't do that.
No,
I
but
was telling you today, as a matter of fact, that this is bull. I was telling you today because it was that stereotype. People thought it was a stereotype about the Trade Federation, and I told Matt because it was a stereotype, and that Lucas clarified that that's actually a Transylvanian accent, and it does kind of make sense. Did I tell you that? Yeah, I think
you
I told
did.
you.
Yeah, you did tell me that. But the point, what I'm trying to say is that he really does quote like the prequels all the time.
I don't associate anyone in the prequels with any race. I don't believe, like, Jar Jar Binks is Roger Rabbit to me, you know? Yeah, so that's what it reminded me
I love
of.
that he's got to like so vehemently defend it. Like, oh no,
no, the movie's trash though.
Yeah, whatever, dude. You watch. Did you buy them last week when you bought all the others?
No,
I don't believe you.
I didn't.
I don't believe you.
I didn't buy them.
You
I
did.
mean, I may buy them though because the extras in the Blu-ray set that was released in this September, actually another set I thought was just going to be just the movies slapped on, but they do actually have some good extras. And I will say this one thing about the Lucas stuff is always the extras have always been awesome. You know, how they make the props, even with the prequels, when George talks about the films, it's epic, man. It's something you need to check out. You know, I love watching stuff like that. So
yeah, I'll have to definitely re-dive back into those things.
Yeah, there's actually a few interviews I've never seen before on the Blu-ray that was released with George and Irvin Kushner. I haven't gone through all of them, but
did you do the DV the making of The Last Jedi? Did you watch that documentary?
No, because like it opened up. No, man, I didn't. I really didn't see it. It was kind of under. It wasn't as interesting as the other stuff, you know.
Well, it's because it's not that interesting of a movie. So you would recommend The Mandalorian to people?
Okay, so there were people there that aren't hardcore fans of people I've known for a while that aren't fans of Star Wars at all and don't understand what the big deal is, and they were like, wow, this looks pretty cool. I could kind of describe what I saw. I'm not going to spoil it at all. I'm pretty good with that, I believe, but it does it feels like old school Star Wars. The effects are not on par with the films, but they're almost there, and it does go into episodic TV show pace at one point. So you could tell it's a TV show. It establishes a mystery or a couple of them. I will say this, there's alien languages, which was a major problem for me in the prequels. Everyone spoke English. I do like the fact that now we get some alien languages back. Feels like a galaxy far, far away from what I saw. Yeah.
Well, that's really good.
Yeah.
That's really good. Like, now, how was, did Pedro Pascal, did he ever take off the mask?
Would that be a spoiler? Well, the footage I saw, no.
Okay.
I don't see. I was there for the press conference. I don't see them never doing it, but because it's a big actor, right? It's kind of a big actor. It'd be kind of weird.
He's got a name. I mean, he's definitely got a name. So that's the thing I don't get. Yeah, I figured he would have that. He would have that ability.
I think there's a mystery there, man. I think there's a mystery there. I don't know what it is. We've spoken off the air what the mystery can be, and it may not even be that, or it may. I mean, it could be anything, possibilities.
Yeah, I mean, like anyway, you slice it. I'm so goddamn ready for that show. It's gonna you're gonna love it. I think you're gonna love it, unless the only good parts was what they showed us, which I doubt. But yeah, it looks like classic Star Wars. What more could I say? You know? Yeah, and Human here says I'm going to bring up this is. Have you seen this? You can actually bring up the comment on screen.
The comments, you're gonna have to show me how. Will you highlight it or what?
Yeah. You click on it here, but I like what Inhuman Quake says here. Disney Plus will save Star Wars and Feige.
You want to take that question?
Well, I think yeah, I think this is so cool. Google needed this. Like Hangouts needed this feature. Jeez, this thing is awesome.
Well, until they ask us to pay.
Well, I mean, like it's $20 a month. Ain't that bad, man. I'm just saying.
Man,
super chats.
$20 here, $20 there. I don't see too many. Not on my channel. I don't get super chats.
I don't get them really either, but that's fine.
Yeah.
I don't do it for the money. I do it for the art. Because I'm a starving artist. Have you seen me how fat I am? I'm so starving. I need to go vegan like you. And like
it doesn't. Vegan has nothing to do with weight. As a matter of fact, I went to a restaurant. I forgot something Pine. A buddy of mine is visiting from San Francisco, and he's a big radio DJ there. And he wanted to go to dinner because I haven't seen him in a long time. And I go, well, I don't eat meat. Do veggie and mostly vegan if I can. And he did a search, and we went to Moby's restaurant. Moby, the rave. I know him from raves artist. So we went to his restaurant. It was really good food, man. You don't miss the meat there. So shout out to that. But anyways, as far as Disney Plus will save Star Wars and Foggy, I don't think those two need saving. I think in this space that we're in, the YouTube space and stuff, there's a lot of noise. But I think in the grand scheme of things, I think Star Wars is in a good place. It still could make money. I think there's an excitement for the Mandalorian, and I think there's an excitement for the Rise of Skywalker. Just not in our community as much. General public, it's cool. Foggy has Marvel, so I don't think they need to have like 10 bad movies in a row to really make a dent in that. So what do you think, Matt?
Well, I have repeatedly said multiple times publicly that Disney Plus will save Star Wars. I have said that. I've said that. I've said that to you multiple times. And it was really funny was I said that after seeing the Mandalorian trailer from D23 because oh my God, I watched the thing so many times.
Yeah.
I still hum the theme song, right? Like the theme song that was at the end of that trailer. I catch myself humming it. It just sounds so epic and like it's whatever it's gonna do.
Expect a brand new intro for Star Wars content, at least for the streaming that no one's seen before. Of course, I saw it today, but there's a new intro that's not the classic intro, but it works. It's evil looking.
Okay, well, yeah, that's gonna be.
I like it.
That's going to be something. Yeah, it's going to be one of those things where I think I'm going to dive into like the first couple episodes. So many damn times. Probably the whole season. If it's like 8 episodes, not that bad. But no, I've said this is really funny too. I said that Disney Plus is going to save Star Wars, and like Nerdrotic did a response video to me without actually mentioning me by name. It was pretty funny.
I don't know what to think of some people, but I mean, I think he's a talented dude and stuff like that, and maybe some of them believe what they're doing, but I was more like that was an anecdote.
You
like movies. I mean,
I have no problem. I have no problem with Nerdrotic. I don't. But anyway. So do I think that Feige can save Star Wars? Theatrically speaking, I think the answer to that is yes. I think that Feige and Star Wars is a match made in heaven. Just like Feige and Marvel, because Feige he'll take the EU. Like this is what people don't realize this. He's going to take the fucking EU and make the EU great again. Right. He's going to do that. He's really good at adapting plot lines and making them work. So like, think of it like this. This is kind of the pitch I have, right? I don't know if it's real. I don't know what's going to happen, but this is my theory. Like Sebastian Stan, there was that big push by fans to make him a young Luke Skywalker. Because he looks like it. And even Mark Hamill has made the joke about that. And he's a decent actor. So what if with The Mandalorian, because it takes place 5 years after Return of the Jedi, what's Luke been up to all that time? Is Luke at any point in time going to make his way out to the Outer Rim? Right? Is he going to be hunting down remnants of the Empire while looking for ancient Jedi texts in order to rebuild the Jedi Academy? Right? Or the Jedi Temple, whatever? Like, just imagine like a young Luke Skywalker series. Or a movie. I think it's going to be a series, though. And telling the story of Luke post the end of Return of the Jedi. I think given those books, because there's a ton of books, that's where Mara Jade comes in, Thrawn comes in, a lot of those things. If they drop Thrawn in an appropriate Timothy Zahn written way, I think it's going to be like, people will like lose their mind. And you won't be able to say anything bad about it till you see it, I think. But that's such a fan favorite thing. And I think Feige's aware of that. And he knows, he's a fan of the comics. So he's going back and he's pulling up Secret Wars, That's what we're hearing about now. They just did the Infinity Saga. They want to do a whole bunch of other, they're going to touch upon the House of M for the Multiverse of Madness with Scarlet Witch and everything else. Like he touches on these different storylines, and he's good at that. So imagine taking Star Wars and like adapting the EU, adapting it into it. Like we could potentially, see like Alden Ehrenreich come back as Solo, but it's Solo after the events of Return of the Jedi. It's Solo and they get an actress for Leia, and then they do those adventures, and that could happen too. They could and the thing is, they're going to stick in that time frame because it works. People are going to want it. They're going to want to see that original world.
Yeah, I actually talked to Sebastian Stan before Winter Soldier, right? And I go to him, and that's this the interview's still on Nuke the Fridge. You could see I go, hey, so people are saying you look like Luke Skywalker. Would you ever play him? And I forgot what he said, but that's pretty interesting. And then several years later, people are talking about it still. I think though, by the time they if they do plan doing a young Luke Skywalker, by the time they get around to it with Obi-Wan and that other show, the Cassian Andor show, Sebastian Stan's going to be old. That's the problem. So I think that ship is kind of sailing right now, and I don't think it may not be a wise decision to bring back Luke Skywalker after the Rise of Skywalker, since they claim this is going to end the Skywalker.
No, it ends the saga, but it's not the whole story.
Well, they say it ends the Skywalker story, kind of, right?
Well, here's the thing. Sebastian Stan, I'm actually older than Sebastian Stan by about 5 months.
Only?
Yeah, he's 37. I'm 37. Wow. He's 37. Yeah, no, trust me.
I thought you were like in your 60s.
No, I just feel that way.
Shut up.
There's a difference there.
We were watching videos. As a matter of fact, with my buddy from San Francisco, St. John, we were watching your older videos, man. You were popping those Red Bulls.
What do you mean?
You were popping Red Bull, like energy drinks, and
I drink energy drinks. Yeah, man.
But he was loving your content though. So
that was back in the day when I used to make good content. No, I think I make better content now, but over here talking about movies where I'm more passionate. Anyway, and I drink my coffee in the morning. Oh, my energy drink in the morning.
Yeah.
Let's see here. There's a question from Eddie Evolution here.
That is a great feature, man. Look at that.
I love this feature. I know. I'm like, this StreamYard is seriously like the jam.
You're addicted?
I like it. Yeah. It's fun. It says thoughts on the new Mortal Kombat movie and it being hard R with actual fatalities. I'm game.
Yeah. I'm actually thinking of buying the I don't know let me know if you guys know about this on the chat. The arcade one. There's a video. There's like 3/4 scale.
You're talking about that again.
To you, but not to your people.
True. I actually was going to text you a photo today I took of I was at Walmart and I came across that. Yeah, that was
how does it look in person?
It looks great. It looks pretty fantastic in person.
So we're talking about the cabinet. It's like old school. They're bringing back all the old school things, but video games, arcade, systems or whatnot, but they're 3/4 scale. I think they're actually smaller than that, but is it big enough? And Mortal Kombat's one of the popular ones, but did you see it in person? Does it look like it's too small, or?
It does look like it's pretty small. It does. It does. It looks like it's a little small. Because they sell a riser for it, by the way.
Yeah.
Right. They sell a riser, and I was kind of like, what the hell? Wow. They. So in the riser was like $100. It was like 80 some odd dollars. Because I'm sitting there and I'm looking at that going like, wait, because there's no price tag on the there was no price tag on the arcade stand, and I'm going like, how much does this damn thing cost? It's like $100 because after $100 I would get it for $100. I would totally do that. Okay, here I will show people what it looks like because I just DM'd it to myself on Twitter. Let's see.
Well, they also have, and I'm sorry, at Evolution. Getting back to your point, we got a little bit off the subject. Mortal Kombat is an awesome property that that should have been already been worked on for a
There
long
we go.
time. How'd you do this?
So there
Wait
we
a
go.
minute. This is a Ninja Turtles.
Yes, the Ninja Turtle one.
Okay, so that one, you see where the controllers, when you buy the riser, the controllers are actually the same. I think they're pretty much on the same level as the original arcade, but where it starts to become totally different is the monitor is smaller, and a problem they said too is that the screen's not slanted, so you have to kind of be that tall. You know?
Yeah, it's for kids. It's for kids.
Yeah, but no kids are gonna play this.
It's $400. It's $400 for this.
Could you bring up the Star Wars one?
Yeah, let me find this star. Is there a star?
Okay, so Mortal Kombat, yes, we are really excited for that. At least I am. James Wan in there, and I think Mortal Kombat has an evil edge to it, like a horror edge to it, and I think that's going to be very good for Warner Bros. It's going to be a great movie for Warner Brothers, but the Rotten Tomatoes critics will say it's really bad and problematic.
The way I view it is, for one, Paul W.S. Anderson, his 1995 Mortal Kombat, it's still like epic in my mind.
Yep.
It's still such a good movie. It's like, I remember seeing that the first time and like hearing Mortal Kombat, you know, and like just like that took over like my brain for like days, right? And then my friend, like, I had the sound. I mean, that was the only good song on the soundtrack, but you know, still, it's an iconic song. And then that movie was just like, it was great. It was like, oh wow, they did Mortal Kombat, like holy shit. And then they did Mortal Kombat Annihilation, and it was like, what the fuck did I just watch? Now, granted, I will fully admit, the first time I saw Mortal Kombat Annihilation, I was 15 and I was stoned on chronic that was laced with some kind of hallucinogen.
Seriously?
So the movie, yeah, it was a wild night. It's why I quit smoking weed for like 4 years. It was a wild trip, but I saw Mortal Kombat Annihilation stoned out of my mind, and I was like, this movie was great. And then I watched it again on home video, and I'm like, what was I thinking? But the thing is, also, I remember in 2010 when that 8-minute short film popped up that the guy for, like, it was, you know, the Mortal Kombat short film, right? That had like Michael J. White as Jax.
And it had the girl from Battlestar Galactica in there.
No,
right?
you're thinking it was 7 of 9. It was Jerry Ryan was Sonya Blade.
Oh, okay.
But it was like, that looked really cool. I remember when that came out, and they're like, oh, we're gonna do Mortal Kombat Legacy. And they did like the 2 seasons of that show, you know, and that was, I mean, not the best thing on the planet, but it wasn't bad. And then like the Mortal Kombat games have only gotten more violent, and then people still really like those. And so I think giving us another Mortal Kombat movie, because there's some cool storylines there, would be great. And yeah,
you have like an incel fatality.
An incel fatality. Oh, Jesus
yeah, that'll be
Christ.
one of the. Well,
God, Peter Scaretta is going to write a whole op-ed about that one. This movie is making people want to go out there and commit fatalities.
That's you, not me. Peter's my friend.
I don't think he's a bad guy, but he's got some bad takes. Really cool. So I mean, but no, I think really doing a good Mortal Kombat is going to be. I want to see it. Is what I'm trying to say. Okay, let me bring up. Let me close that out. By the way, ask questions. We'll bring up on screen. This is great, man. I freaking
Razanides, I think his name is. By the way, Lewis, how goes your getting registered as a reviewer on Rotten Tomatoes? It's not going anywhere.
Let's bring that up so people can see, and you can.
Do you want me on Rotten Tomatoes, man?
You can bask in the fact that you're not a Rotten Tomatoes approved critic.
I don't know, man. I mean, Matt, I may sound like a spoiled sport. What happened to the question?
I took it down.
Leave it up.
Okay, I was going to bring up the Star Wars thing, but all right.
But I want to answer that. It's like, I feel kind of like all these critics came out of the woodwork for Joker that I've never heard of, that have probably started a website yesterday, which, you know, and I'm like struggling to get in there. And it's like, I just feel like, oh, come on, man. And then you have these hot takes for Joker, like it's like they've never seen a horror movie. Like it's really, Joker wasn't even that violent, man.
It's not even a horror movie.
But they're coming out saying it's disturbing, like it's a horror. People are saying it's a horror movie. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I kind of lost my enthusiasm to be on, you know, a place where that kind of reviews up, you know, having my name next to that. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, like again, as I pointed out before, and I will just reiterate this, a lot of people don't actually watch or read reviews. They just read the scores. They just read the
Yeah, they
Rotten
read the
Tomatoes.
score, definitely.
And the people just want a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
That's worse though, because they're reading the score, and then if you read they're looking at the score, they look at the review. The review is actually nonsense. So then you could see a low score, and then see that the reviews are nonsense. Figure out, if you're a logical person, that these scores are actually because of some sort of weird agenda, and then go, hey, maybe the movie's not that bad, and then people will go and see the film. I mean, this is going to happen a lot, trust me. And it's been happening for a while. It's not just Joker. Joker is just the first film that's going to be about $800 million that's happened to. But there's been films that have been review bombed. And another one I'm going to say is the remake to Death Wish, starring Bruce Willis. I remember watching that film in a screening, and the press applauded. But there was the unfortunate events with an incident, which I don't want to say. I don't know if you get demonetized if you say, the thing, but people started going anti, weapons and stuff. So they gave that movie a really bad review, but it wasn't a bad movie in my opinion. But people wanted to bash it, and a lot of them were RT critics. So that's
it's funny is I was actually just looking through Hulu, and Death Wish is on there.
Yeah, it's a good movie. I
need to watch it. I was like, I need to watch this one. I ended up, I was looking through, and I was with my kid, and I'm like, well, I can't watch Death Wish, but you know what they have on there? They have Monster Squad on there.
Nice.
If you guys haven't seen Monster Squad, if you have, okay, here's the thing. There are 41 of you here. If you have seen Monster Squad, hit one in the chat. I'm really curious to see how many of you guys have seen Monster Squad, because there we go. Okay, so while we're waiting for that one, I'm gonna bring up the Star Wars Arcade. Let's see here, Star Wars Arcade. There we go. So this was shown at E3, and this is the Star Wars Arcade. And I'm not gonna lie, I fucking want this.
Oh yeah, dude.
Because it's got the original 1978 Star Wars game. And then it's got the Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. That's a cabinet I want. Like I
heard the gameplay, like the way the feel of it is really solid. There's a lot of reviews popping up on YouTube for it, and everyone's like, dude, this is solid. The only thing I'm going to tell you is Sega came out with one after this one, and it's actually pretty much the same game where it has Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi, but the graphics are, oh my gosh, they're awesome, dude. If they came out with that one, they're going to take, my money is going to be with the arcade one up. This one I'm a little hesitant to, because it's still, I feel like this is the most expensive cabinet, actually. This one's $500.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense that it's $500, because that's
but I'm tempted. If you wait a while, maybe.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what they charge, that kind of stuff. It will drop in price eventually. That's when I'll get my.
So you want that one, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Well, look at that Pac-Man though, like that tabletop Pac-Man. Isn't it awesome?
I do like me some Pac-Man, but
yeah, man.
I have a lot of good memories from my childhood. Playing the Star Wars, playing.
Oh man, but like imagine with your kids playing Pac-Man as well. Wow, what a great.
Well, I look forward to I look forward to when they get into gaming. Wolfman's got nards. Yep. Let me just bring that up on screen. Mu Abdib, because damn straight. Let's see here. So yeah, only a couple people have seen Monster Squad.
Well, very underrated movie.
Yeah, it's imagine, for those of you who don't know what it is, imagine the Goonies, because it came out after Goonies, and it's literally the same core type of characters, roughly, minus Data. There wasn't a Data, but instead of having Chunk, they have a kid that they just call Fat Kid. I am not kidding. He's just called Fat Kid, and he is fat, and he's a kid. But the whole point is that Dracula, the Wolfman, the creature from the Black Lagoon, Frankenstein, and the Mummy all come to this small Midwestern town in order to bring about the apocalypse. And it's up to a group of trash mouth kids to stop them. and the movie was written by Shane Black.
Yep.
Right. So if you like Lethal Weapon, if you like The Last Boy Scout, if you like Kiss Kiss Bang Bang or The Nice Guys or even Iron Man #3, Shane Black wrote that movie, and it is so good. It is just like, that is one of my all-time favorite movies. I think that's the movie I watched the most as a kid. That was a movie I recorded the audio of. Just the audio. I put my tape recorder in front of the TV and I recorded the audio. And I would fall asleep listening to Monster Squad because that's how much I love that movie.
Dude, I love that movie too, and it's great to growing up without the internet, before the internet was popular. That film, of course, was released late '80s, I guess, and I always remember that movie, and it's great to see people like you who have actually remember it as well. So it's like, because I used to always ask people, "Do you remember that movie? It was like the Goonies, but with the Universal monsters," and people were like, "No." So it's great having these kind of platforms and actually knowing that you're not alone, Dark Jedi Collectibles is in the house. I just invited him here on this channel. Thank you, George, for coming in and checking out $3 Theater. This is a good friend of mine, Matt.
What's up? Thanks for coming by, man. Yeah, this is just we're just like, chilling, hanging out. This is I really like StreamYard. I do.
Oh yeah, it's addicting.
I think I'm gonna play with it in OBS. I might have to do a private stream, and then do we won't be able to do like damn it. I think I might just have to pay for it, to be honest with you.
Well, I'm down. Maybe some people will kick in and we could get a little bit of a.
Well, it's down the road.
Yeah.
It's all where it's at right now. So, but yeah, again, Monster Squad is great. I wonder if we could. I want to try something real quick.
Can I ask you a question, Matt, and the people in the chat?
Yeah, sure.
That have seen Monster Squad. We talk about like remakes being, every time the remake gets brought up, people nah. I actually, for some weird reason, I think if there's one of the few movies that should get a remake, is actually Monster Squad. I don't know why.
I don't want it remade. I want it remastered in 4K and re-released.
But
that's what I want.
Yeah, I feel like that movie, that story could be retold with the kids and everything. Give it an It vibe. What's this?
It could. You'd have to get the right kids though. It's going to be so hard to recreate.
Well, they did with It though.
Let me see here. Okay.
What's this?
This is the. I want to see if this works. I want to see if we actually can get the sound. I don't know if the sound works or not. This is a test. Okay, let's see if this actually.
TriStar picture. It's not Universal.
Well, it could be TriStar through Universal, maybe.
Interesting.
Let's see. I don't know. I have no idea if you're gonna be able to hear this or not. Can you hear it?
I can't. I cannot.
Okay, you can't hear it, but maybe someone else can.
Could you guys hear it in the chat?
Yeah, if you can hear it, press 1. Because I can hear it, yeah.
So you could hear it.
Nothing. Okay. Damn it. Okay.
Well, we could just go ahead and play it if you want. We could.
No. I was just gonna if people hadn't seen it yet. Okay.
I personally do not play. I'm not gonna play any more trailers on my channel because I got a copyright strike that went off on the 17th. For 3 months, I was in copyright, probation, and it's like, dude, come on. So I don't know what the rules are. I don't care. I'm just not gonna play other people's stuff, but I wish I could, but I don't know. Well, so Nerd Reactor, you were talking to Nerd Reactor last night. You guys had a pretty good conversation. Right now, he just PM'd me that he watched the first episode of The Watchmen.
Oh yeah. Because he got the screener for that.
Yeah.
What did he say? Good, bad, ugly?
Should I ask? Let me see.
Well, just say good, bad, or ugly.
Good, bad, question mark. Let's see. He usually, I don't know if he's watching right now, but it's probably, he usually takes a long time to answer.
Yeah, maybe. We were talking last night after he logged off.
I saw that.
And then my computer crashed. It just crashed.
No.
I was like, uh-oh, that's not good.
That's one thing about PC computers. Like, they're good for the streaming, but they crash. And then
it was a weird thing I'd never seen before. It was actually a Logitech webcam, like function that crashed the whole computer. and I'm wondering if it's because if it's because of StreamYard. I have no idea. Let's see here. Robert Mort asks, I remember Pogs. Is that related? No, but I remember Pogs too, and they were a lot of fun. They were banned in my my middle school because they were considered gambling.
Damn, look at how clear this looks. You got a picture of Robert right there.
Yeah, it's great, man. It's great.
So Rob, if you guys are curious about what he thought of The Watchmen, he said it was good. It's definitely a sequel to the comics.
Yeah. I'm watching it tomorrow night, and then debating if I want to do a
Q&A.
If I want to do a reaction. Like I was watching Nerd Reactor, one of his reaction videos today, and he shows like the episode in his reaction. Have you seen that?
Yeah, it's something to do. I just touched upon it a little bit with him. It's something to do with a 10-second thing, but I don't want to risk it.
It's a misnomer, to be fair.
Whatever it is, I know I'm going to be the one getting caught.
Yeah, probably.
So
probably. It's definitely one of those things where you've got to be careful with that. But I think Watchmen's going to be big tomorrow night. I think a lot of people are going to be talking about it. You guys here? Anyone here going to be watching?
Who watches The Watchmen?
Who watches The Watchmen? Robert here asks, did you ever get to watching El Camino? I did. I watched it the morning after it came out. You stayed up to like 3 a.m. and watched it.
Yeah, I did a quick reaction, and I regret not combing my hair and looking better and doing it better because it got a pretty good traction over there on Nerd Report. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was definitely something I did want to see. Although it wasn't needed, it was an icing on the cake of the great show we know as Breaking Bad. So definitely awesome in my opinion.
Oh yeah, he says no spoilers, but he says that for the whole Terminator thing. I'm not going to spoil it, but Terminator. I will say he was spoiling Terminator based on the leaks we had earlier. I don't know if they're true or not. We don't know if they're true till we see the movie.
I'm watching it on Monday.
Oh, okay. So I'll have to. Well, I'm looking forward to watching it. But no, when it comes to El Camino, I wasn't too sure. Like I was excited, but I wasn't too sure how it was going to go because I was actually like legitimately hoping like Walter White was still alive.
Yeah,
I was legitimately hoping that, and I love that they kept that they keep it up in the air.
I thought he was alive till like they officially.
Well,
whether or not he was.
Yeah, there we go. On that. Well, that might. I don't know if that's a spoiler or not. So I was trying to like not say that.
Well, I'm saying I've been thinking through the show he was alive until they confirmed whether or not he was alive or not. So I'm not going to say if he was alive or not.
Okay. But I will say ultimately it was really good seeing Aaron Paul act again because I think he was like so much better in this than he was like when he first started on Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that because like 6.8 million people watched it in its first weekend.
Is that good for them?
I don't know because in the first week of Stranger Things season 3. 64.5 million households watch that show.
Okay, so
64.5 million.
I know it's different, but if you get like El Camino, right, and you got 8 million people watching, let's say it's 10 million. If that's like our YouTube channel and we get a cut or whatever of the revenue, that's not that much to actually create a show. What Netflix needs, what needs to happen for Netflix is that El Camino caused people to not cancel subscriptions and get subscriptions. People who are not subscribed to look into buying subscriptions to Netflix. That's where it would be beneficial for them. So 8 million, unless they could translate that into that kind of revenue, I don't know if it's I don't know what's worth it for them or not. I don't know how they work, but it is what it is. I think it was definitely cool. It was more cinematic, and it was an icing on the cake of a great show. So,
yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought the ending was good.
Did you think the cast, the blonde guy, I forgot his name, the one that
Oh well, I don't want to say.
Well, did you think some of the cast looked way older?
Yeah,
older?
Yeah, in one aspect of it, because it'd been 6 years and the one guy had gained some weight, but
a lot.
but at the same time, I still really enjoyed seeing him again.
Yeah, he's
So
great.
what's funny was they had Netflix showed like a preview for it, and it had a cast member that was a popular cast member on the show that wasn't actually in. No, they had a couple cast members from the show that were in the marketing material that were not actually in the movie.
So they were edited out.
No, I don't think they were ever in it. I think they just brought them in. I think they just did some promotional stuff with them, and just as a way to fuck with people, which is again another brilliant aspect of it.
Oh, I get it. Interesting. Lunith Spark says, "Man, I'm late. You're not."
Oh yeah. He's from down under. He's in my Discord. So
I'm getting a slight echo. Could anyone else hear it, or is it just me? Or maybe I have something on.
Are you hearing me?
No,
Echo?
you don't have an echo. I have an echo.
I don't hear anything.
Slightly, but it's not a big deal. As long as no one else could hear it, I'm good.
Yeah, you're fine, man. You're fine.
I know, but am I getting an echo?
Live your best life.
Let's get some thumbs up here, man. I mean, 19 thumbs up. We have about 50 people watching.
Oh, how many? I haven't even looked to see it. What do we got? 19, 20 thumbs up, 10 thumbs down. I like that. It's a good ratio.
Yeah.
The only thing I wish you could do with this is that it would allow you on StreamYard to be able to like clip out a section, but
can't you like leave it up and then download it?
Yeah, you can. I did this whole probably, I don't know, at least maybe 10, 12-minute bit on the Joker, on the whole Jared Leto thing.
Oh yeah, that was crazy, dude.
And but really, I feel bad for him because I think he got screwed over.
I don't.
I do.
I actually think this is a publicity stunt.
To like what? To like get people to either like support.
It puts the Joker back on the news. It was trending #1 during the day.
Yeah, well, I mean, the movie's gonna cross. The movie's gonna definitely cross 100, or not 100. Like it's gonna cross, I think, 700 million.
Lunith Spark is asking what happened with Jared Leto, whatever his name is.
There we go. Let me bring that up here on the screen.
And Matt knows more about it, but it looks like he was trying to sabotage the Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, right?
That's what it says. Yeah, that it was like he was trying to sabotage it, or he called this agent to like call Warner's. But if you really go back and I did say this earlier, so I'm sorry to repeat myself, but Lewis wasn't here yet. When you go back to 2016, following the success of Suicide Squad, and it was successful. I think it was like #1 2 weeks in a row. It made a lot of money. Its soundtrack was like won Grammy Awards. I mean, the movie was a success any way you want to slice it. But Jared Leto, while he was one of the key promotional aspects of it, was only in the movie for a few minutes.
Yeah.
And I think Warner's, when they looked at the response of who did well, it was like Will Smith and Margot Robbie. So Jared Leto was supposed to be the breakout star from this. He was supposed to be. And they were saying, we're going to do a Joker and Harley Quinn movie. We're going to do a Joker standalone movie. He was out there saying they shot enough footage for a whole Joker feature to come out of Suicide Squad. And then again, when you dive into the editing issues with that movie and David Ayer and the problems with Warner's and how they kind of like set him up to fail a little bit, that ends up being another aspect of it where there's a whole other thing in place. So Jared Leto being bitter is like makes complete sense. Like complete sense.
It's kind of weird though that kind of stuff will leak out though. Kind of weird.
If someone talked about it, yeah, close to the like it's source to say we're close to the situation. That's how you know it's because it's close to the situation.
One thing about Jared Leto, is it Leto or Leto?
It's Leto.
Leto. He had a quote when the movie came out because they said that, hey, there was a lot of stuff with the Joker on the cutting room floor, and he was kind of complaining about that after the movie came out. It's like he was disappointed with the fact that they didn't include a bunch of scenes he was working on or he worked on. But then they asked him if he saw the movie. He said no. So,
there's a lot of actors that don't
saying that his stuff was cut out and he doesn't even know what the movie happened. What happened in the film. So it's like, if he cares so much, watch the damn movie.
Well, he might have seen his parts, but he didn't watch the whole movie. Just saying.
Maybe. I don't see how that would. No, I don't know, man. I
mean,
know a lot of actors do not watch their movie until it's at the premiere or whatnot.
Yeah, and a lot of people like I could see. I did a job one time where I had to do the closed captioning, like review the closed captioning script for a film, and I think I probably watched it like
no yawning.
It's fuck you. It's 1 a.m. I ended up watching it it took me all day. I had to rewatch the movie a lot just to make sure that the closed captioning script matched what was on the screen. So I spent all day working on it because I was helping a friend, and then I finished it up and I sent it over to him, and he goes, "Okay, great." He's like, "Hey, what are you doing right now?" And I'm all like, "And I'm getting ready to go to bed." He's like, "Do you want to come over and watch the final cut of the film?" And I'm like, "I just spent all day working on this thing." And then he's like, "Yeah, but you want to come over?" And I'm like, he's like, "I got popcorn." I'm like, "All right, fine. I'll be over in 20 minutes." And drive over to Van Nuys. But yeah, I've done that kind of crap, I'm actually in the movie too. You can see the back of me and my legs. Because I was on set as a grip.
Nice.
It's on Hulu. I think it's still on Hulu. Sorry. Try not to young. If anyone has Hulu, go look up 321 Scream is the name of the movie.
Rosantis says no, some actors don't watch their movie at all. That is true. I actually interviewed someone for a film, and as I was talking to her, she was talking about scenes, and I was so confused, and it turns out that her scenes were cut off.
Yeah, I mean, there's there's some people just don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like watching my videos after either, but
I actually this is gonna sound super narcissistic. I actually re-listen to a lot of my content after the fact.
No, I know. Every time I call you, it's like all I hear is "Welcome to $3 Theater."
Well, obviously,
welcome to $3 Theater, and I just want to say that Marvel's the best thing in the history of mankind.
I'm glad you acknowledged that. No, but it's let's see, Doug Jones is in it. All right. Okay, I'm looking to see if. Oh, they might have taken it off of Hulu finally. I think they might have.
Are you on IMDb?
No, I'm not. I'm on Hulu because the movie I worked on is on Hulu.
Does it say your name?
Yeah. I'm in the end credits. I'm trying to find it. I don't think it's on here anymore. Let's see who else is it. Robert Picardo was in it. Let's see.
Why do I know that guy?
He was from Star Trek.
Yeah, he came to our show. Frankenstein.
It looks like okay. It looks like they got rid of it. Yeah, it's not on Hulu anymore. The contract might have. I should have. Oh, damn it! I don't even know what it's under. To if you wanted to buy it on. It was called The End of the Road or something. It was this movie I was supposed to work on, Go Shoot in Idaho in the summer 2010. But I ended up just doing some local stuff with it and everything else. It was fun. I haven't been on a movie set in a long time. I miss it.
Trying to think if I have. I've been on TV sets. And wait, no, I was on a movie set, but I can't tell you which one. You know what it is, but
I know what it is. Yeah.
I cannot share it here.
So
maybe early next year.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Early next year when you can talk about it finally. Or well, they're gonna probably give you the
holiday special part 2, Star Wars holiday special.
Is that going to be? They are going to do that, aren't they? For Mandalorian,
they're going to do that. Come on, press 1 if you guys think there's going to be another holiday special, and if you don't, let me put this in your head. Today during the press conference from Mandalorian, there was 10 minutes of holiday special chatter. It's unwatchable.
It's not unwatchable.
The Wookiee parts were awful.
Oh yeah, well that part was the animated stuff I thought was great.
Yeah, it's still. I mean, Jon Favreau said that still holds up, and he's right.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
So at least we know this. He's one of us. He agrees with the fans. That part still holds up. So, but yeah, are you looking for royalty checks for Hulu?
No, I don't get royalty checks. I didn't even get paid. So I just, I didn't even get paid. But I'm actually gonna look to start winding this thing down because I actually have to.
No!
I do have to get to bed. I do. You have to get to bed. I have to get to bed. It's getting late. I've been on for 2 hours. I try not to go for longer than that. So
Maleficent is gonna be number one. It looks like this weekend.
Well, no accounting for taste, I guess.
It's okay. Star Wars Rise of Skywalker final trailers on Monday.
I was wrong. I thought they were going to drop it for Maleficent. I guess they really want to get that ESPN crowd.
Or ESPN has low ratings. They want to maybe make those ratings.
Yeah, no, sports is going downhill. It is.
So here's a funny one, and maybe I'm wrong here. Robert Pattinson claims that his Batman is not really a hero, and a few movie people here on this space started saying, "Oh, they're gonna make Batman a bad guy." It's like, dude, that's not what that means, in my opinion. Batman's always been kind of an anti-hero. He's a Dark Knight vigilante. So why don't you guys read a comic or watch a Nolan film or something like that, and you'll understand. And the worst part is the people commenting are like, yeah, you're right. It's like, dude, no. Robert Pattinson, what he means by Batman not really being a hero is Batman's in a gray area. He's kind of, like Death Wish, like Charles Bronson. Not as bad, but that's why him and Superman do not get along, because Superman uses, the law. He respects the law. Batman takes the law into his own hand. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's the way I see it.
Well, I mean, how many people has Batman beaten that are bloody, bruised, and broken? In a real world, Batman would be sued so many times for for everything. So it's like what he's saying, I think, is that like Batman is not like your standard archetype hero. He's just and I don't want to say anti-hero because I don't think anti-hero applies to him. Right. Because he is still fighting for good. He's still trying to do the right thing. He's just going about it. He doesn't work to his own interests and then reluctantly becomes a hero. Because most anti-heroes are just reluctant heroes. Right? Look at Riddick. Riddick is an anti-hero. He doesn't want to be, but he just kind of finds himself in a situation where he reluctantly becomes it because of circumstances. Venom is an anti-hero. Venom was a villain. Venom can do whatever he wants, but the symbiote ends up kind of liking Earth, and they end up doing good things.
I think what Robert Pattinson was trying to imply is also that he's not just a cookie cutter, one dimensional good guy. There's 2 dimensions, to Batman, and that's cool.
Or he could be like Donald Trump, and there's 4 dimensions. I don't know. I think he's going to be conflicted with this.
I don't talk politics, man, because the thing is like people try to twist words around all the way. So
yeah,
they'll get those words you just said and say you're pro Trump somehow.
I get called that all the time, which is really funny.
It's weird, man. You can't even say anything. My name is Louis. Oh, does that mean you're Republican? What the hell? No, it's my name, man.
I think that in regards to like the hero thing, I think really it's just how he's gonna, how he's portraying the character as a maybe a more broken, not broken, but like conflicted. He's conflicted, because in all the other Batman movies, he's never been conflicted with what he does. He's always been like driven to do it. This is more of like the detective. I think they're going to focus more on the detective more than the combat, because like Batman is the world's greatest detective. When's the last damn time we actually saw him? Really, I mean, I would argue that they did a bit of that with Batman v Superman. He was actually doing detective work.
He was doing detective work in Nolan's film though too.
Not much.
Yeah, he was. He was eavesdropping on the drug deals. He was researching. It was just not in your face, and that's why if you watch that movie, there's a lot of detective work And a lot of people go, there's no detective work. And there's like, dude, there's a lot. In the first Batman Begins, he's looking through the newspapers, trying to find out who in the Gotham City police he could trust. He's cutting out papers, finds out that Gordon is maybe something. Then he approaches Gordon. He's eavesdropping. He's using, he's interrogating street thugs and shady cops to find out where drug deals are going to go down and stuff like that. There's a lot of detective work. In the second one, he's trying to find out who the hell the Joker is by using the bat computers to scan his face. He trapped the bullet and is trying to figure out where the bullet came from. So there is detective work.
Okay, I'll give you that one.
There's a lot. It's just not in your face.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Okay, fine.
It's more, it's to me Nolan's Batmans are more martial art epic, but they do have detective work in there.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Someone's asking you a question right there.
Which one?
Curtis. Is that a
Curtis is one of my mods on
okay.
He's a mod on here.
I didn't read his question. I just
No, you can't see. Unfortunately, you can't really see on here on the StreamYard chat, like if people are mods or not. But anyway, I am going to go to bed because I've been on for 2 hours. So
all right, you can check out, and then I'll just say, hey, welcome to $3 Theater. My name is Chris Lecca. I just want to tell everybody to go to Mai's place, and Matt's asleep right now.
Can I technically leave the studio, but leave the broadcast up?
Yep, try it right now.
I don't come back. No, I don't trust you.
No, it's real.
Okay, I don't even know how to do that.
Well, what you do is you go to another window because you're probably looking at a window.
Yeah.
Flaunt's Law. But you can't do it. I accidentally did it. You could say leave studio.
Yeah. There's end broadcast, leave studio.
Yeah. But, I wouldn't sabotage your stuff. Come on.
No, I don't think you would.
Nah,
I do know where you live.
So you don't. Where do I live?
Do you want me to say? Do you want me to say it on the air?
Off the air.
Hold on. Let me.
Send it to me because you got it wrong last time.
I don't. What? I didn't get it wrong.
Let's see where Matt thinks I live. Press 1 if you think Matt will know where I live. He's researching me. It's giving him the wrong address. He's doing his Batman detective work.
Yeah, something like that.
So when are you gonna come back on live? When is this stream Hollywood After Dark gonna be like all the time, man?
I'd love to do. I'd love to do. More. Probably a bit more frequently. It's just finding out the time.
Yeah,
that's the big issue. Let's see here.
Trying to get my address.
I found your PO box.
Oh, well, go there. Maybe you'll find me. I live there.
No, I got you.
Okay, send it.
Hold on. Let's see here. I'll see. This is right. Send it to your.
This mother. Let's see. Right now, if you're tuning in, Matt's trying to figure out where I'm at right now. Let's see. That is so wrong. That is so wrong.
Let's see. Was that ever accurate though?
I think so, but a long time ago.
Okay. I was just looking like let's see. It shows me like where you were registered, but apparently you haven't been registered anywhere in a long time.
I'm off the grid.
You're off the grid. Yeah. Your face and name are out there. I'm off the grid.
See, as soon when we turn off this feed, I take off my face, and it's like Mission Impossible, and I'm really you.
Well, there we go. I'm two places at once.
Dun 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 dun. You're still trying to find out. Poor guy.
Hold on. Let's see here. I'm curious. Is this your current PO box?
Let me see.
Wait, hold on.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
But I put that out everywhere.
Yeah, that's how.
Yeah, I put that out everywhere.
I can still find you. I can still find you.
Go for it. Yeah.
It's really about other people. No, there's a website you can look people up on. I don't like it one bit. It's
Oh, I don't care if people know where I'm at because if they want to bring me some cookies. That's good.
they want to bring you some cookies.
If they want to bring something else, I have stuff to welcome them.
No, there's so much crazy
They
shit that
won't be
like
happy.
this is what I really hate. I hate the fact that like our data gets sold like this, and so yeah, it's always good to go through and like scrub your name off all that shit. Really just go through and you can get it scrubbed through like most places, be fine.
Scrubbed.
So anyway, I'm gonna log off.
Are you gonna keep this feed up?
No, I'm gonna end it. So then I force you to go to bed so you can get some sleep.
I'm gonna die tomorrow,
and,
but maybe tomorrow we'll talk on another channel. So stay tuned.
Well, yeah, because I'm gonna be doing the Watchmen. Again, not too sure how I'm gonna do that yet.
The bottom line is you like this new
Streamyard. Yeah. I mean, I don't plan on being on camera for like everything, but like certain things I'll turn the camera on.
Wait, that's not you with the red eyes?
No, I mean like I'm tired.
You.
I'm tired and I'm bloodshot, but
That's great,
speaking of bloodshot, apparently like I'm supposed to get like an interview with like the co-creator of the comic because on November 1st, I believe for Terminator Dark Fate, they're going to be dropping the first Bloodshot trailer.
Nice.
Although it's kind of weird though, the movie, they're going to drop a trailer in November. The movie comes out in February. I mean, that's like 5 months, but still, it's like usually for something like that, like a big comic book thing, they'd have a teaser out already. I don't know. It's a Vin Diesel comic, or it's a Vin Diesel movie where he's playing Bloodshot. It's a popular comic, I guess.
He should just play Lex Luthor.
That would be something. There we go.
Yeah.
Send that over to We Got This Covered. Send them an email. Hot tip.
No, what they
Vin
do.
Diesel as Lex Luthor.
What they do reportedly is the key word for BS. Reportedly. So it'd read DC reportedly interested in Vin Diesel to play in Lex Luthor standalone film. So when you hear the word reportedly, that's code word for BS. And then when you go in there and you read it, sounds exciting and everything. And then at the end, they'll say something like, of course, this is in real early stages. So how it'll turn out, we don't know yet. That's code word for this is BS. By the time they hire someone else to play Lex Luthor, or if they disprove this rumor, you have forgotten. It's been that was only in the early stages they were thinking of them. So it's like stuff you can't really prove or disprove. But reportedly is in the title is code word for BS.
Good to know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's We Got This Covered, so it's generally BS.
I got this covered.
There you go. That should be. Is that website taken? I have to look.
I got this covered with my underwear.
I got this covered.com. Is not well, it says it can't be reached. It doesn't say it's not taken. But then it's like, did you mean we got this covered.com?
It said that?
Yeah, it says that on the thing. That's pretty funny. Let me take a look here. Is I got this covered.com. Is it available? It's got to be sold. It's available.
Grab. Grab.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. That's very funny.
Yeah, did you grab it or not?
No, I didn't grab it.
I was gonna go and grab it. If you don't grab it, I will.
You go grab it. That's fine.
I got this covered.
I got this covered. That's fucking great. It's like ForgottenTomatoes.com is available too.
I got this covered. Wow. But anyways, Matt, it's a good idea. I'm gonna take off. I'm just hit me right now. So
Yeah, it hits you pretty hard. You know, the older you get, it hits you pretty hard.
well, it always hits you earlier than before me, and you're like,
I get up
younger.
before you though.
Dude. I get up really early, bro. 6 o'clock.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah. But
go fuck
anyway,
yourself.
Yeah, I will. That's what I do before I go to sleep. But
Keeps your skin looking clean.
hey, look, there's a lot of people here listening, and I think that's very cool of them. I know it's very late everywhere. We're talking movies. They're allowing us to talk about the stuff we love. We want to get them involved, and hopefully, you guys hit that notification bell.
Yeah, I'll be posting some videos tomorrow. I'm going to cover that Joker thing again, probably.
I think the best thing to do is to look for $3 Theater in the search. And just because you don't get a notification, don't think there's nothing up. There's usually stuff up here on this channel, but you don't get notifications because, I don't know. Best thing to do, again, is to just search for your channel, which is $3. Right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much for hanging out. This is just more of a lazy day. There we go. We're gonna make. No, wait. I don't know how to make Lewis bigger. Can I? How do I make you bigger? I think I can go bigger because I'm the host.
You could put the entire thing on me. Like,
can I?
Yeah. Know how?
Oops! I removed you from the stream.
Anyway, if you know how, please send that information to www.com.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thank you again so much for watching. I'll talk to you all later. Have yourself a great night. Enjoy your Sunday. Go see a movie, and peace out.
Peace out.